Hold on to your wallets, folks, because today we're diving into the world of the top 10 billionaires, the masters of the universe who command vast economic empires and shape our lives in countless ways. From the tech titans behind Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, and Google, to the fashion-forward moguls of Nike and Louis Vuitton, these ultra-wealthy individuals have built fortunes from scratch or transformed family legacies into global powerhouses. As we're covering these multi-billionaires, I just want to remind everybody just how big $1 billion is. Imagine having $1 million, now multiply that by 1,000. That's how massive $1 billion is. So if you have $1 billion, you have $1 million 1,000 times. It's hard to just fathom how colossal this amount truly is. Let's take a look at the bottom of our list, starting with number 10, Steve Ballmer, with a net worth of $91 billion. The high-energy former CEO of Microsoft, Steve led Microsoft from 2000 to 2014, navigating the stormy seas of the dot-com crash and trying to keep up with Google's search mastery and Apple's mobile phone revolution. Did you know that Ballmer was Microsoft employee number 30? Yup, he dropped out of Stanford's MBA program and jumped on the Microsoft train way back in 1980. Talk about a wild ride. But Steve isn't all about software and tech. In 2014, he retired from Microsoft and made a slam dunk by purchasing the NBA's Los Angeles Clippers for a whopping $2 billion. That's a lot of courtside popcorn, my friends. And if you think Ballmer's all about the Benjamins, think again. Since 2014, he's been dunking buckets of cash into philanthropy, putting over $2 billion into a donor-advised fund with a focus on boosting economic mobility. But wait, there's more. In 2022, Steve and his wife Connie made a slamming donation of $425 million to the University of Oregon. Their goal? To create an institute that tackles the behavioral and mental health needs of children in the state. Now that's a power play we all can get behind. So there you have it, folks. The amazing, energetic, and generous Steve Ballmer making a difference both on and off the court. Let's move on to number 9, Mukesh Ambani, with a cool net worth of $91.5 billion. The business tycoon chairs and runs the $104 billion revenue Reliance Industries, which has its fingers in all sorts of pies, from petrochemicals to oil and gas to telecom and retail, you name it. Reliance has quite the origin story. Founded by Mukesh's late father, Dhirubhai Ambani, in 1966, it started out as a small textile manufacturer, but after Dhirubhai's death in 2002, Mukesh and his brother Anil split his family empire, and the rest is pretty much history. Remember when 4G was a big deal? Well, in 2016, Reliance threw down the gauntlet with the launch of their 4G phone and broadband service, Jio. The result? A telecom price war for ages. Today, Jio boasts over 430 million subscribers and is sprinting towards a 5G future. But don't think Ambani is just about telecom. He's going green too. Reliance is pivoting towards renewable energy, planning to invest a jaw-dropping $80 billion over the next 10 to 15 years. They're even building a shiny new complex right next to their refinery. So there you have it, the fascinating, multifaceted world of Mukesh Ambani and his ever-growing empire. Let's move on to number 8. Carlos Slim Helú, with a net worth of $94.5 billion. This guy and his family are behind América Móvil, the biggest mobile telecom firm in Latin America. Talk about a communication giant. But let's rewind to 1990, when Slim and his foreign telecom partners snatched up a stake in Telmex, Mexico's one and only phone company. Fast forward to today, and Telmex is now part of the colossal América Móvil. Carlos Slim isn't just a telecom tycoon, though. He also has stakes in Mexican construction, consumer goods, mining, and real estate companies. He even used to own 17% of the New York Times, but eventually let it go. And speaking of family, Slim and his clan hold a staggering 79% stake in Grupo Carso, one of Latin America's largest conglomerates, which is responsible for over 8% of his fortune. So there you have it, mis amigos, the fabulous life of Carlos Slim Helú, Mexico's richest man and a true business powerhouse. Let's move on to number 7, Michael Bloomberg, with a net worth of $94.5 billion, the man who co-founded financial information and media powerhouse Bloomberg LP back in 1981. This guy is just more than a businessman. He's a Wall Street survivor and a major philanthropist. Bloomberg started his financial journey in 1966 with an entry-level job at investment bank Salomon Brothers, but after 15 years, they fired him. Little did they know he'd soon create a multi-billion-dollar empire. With the seed funding for his company, Bloomberg now owns a whopping 88% of the business, which boasts an estimated revenue of around $12 billion per year. Ka-ching! But it's not all about the Benjamins for Mr. Michael Bloomberg. He's donated more than $12.7 billion to causes like gun control and climate change. Talk about putting your money where your mouth is. In November 2019, he even ran for presidency, but dropped out in March of 2022, and he spent hundreds of millions of dollars to defeat Donald Trump in the 2020 election. And did you know Bloomberg even served as the mayor of New York City for 12 years, making him one of only 4 individuals to hold that position for that long. So there you have it, folks, the fascinating life of Michael Bloomberg, a true titan in business and philanthropy. Let's move on to number 6, the one and only legendary Bill Gates, with a net worth of $109 billion. Good old Billy transformed his fortune from Microsoft into a diverse portfolio, including investments in zero carbon energy. But there's more to Bill than just software and stocks. In May of 2021, Bill and Melinda Gates shocked the world by announcing on Twitter that they were ending their 27-year marriage. But don't worry, they're still co-chairing the Gates Foundation together. Bill, who co-founded Microsoft with the late Paul Allen in 1975, transferred at least $6 billion worth of shares in public companies to Melinda as part of their divorce settlement. Talk about an expensive breakup. As of March 2020, when Gates stepped down from the Microsoft board, he owned about 1.3% of the company's shares. But his investments don't stop there. He's got his hands in dozens of companies like Republic Services and Deere & Company, and is one of the largest owners of farmland in the United States. And let's not forget his philanthropy. To date, Gates has donated more than $59 billion to the Gates Foundation, including a massive $20 billion gift announced in July of 2022. So there you have it, the incredible story of Bill Gates, a titan in technology and philanthropy. Let's move on to number 5, the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, with a net worth of $109.5 billion. Warren is one of the most successful investors of all time. The guy pretty much has a Midas touch when it comes to making money. Buffett runs Berkshire Hathaway, which owns a smorgasbord of companies like insurer Geico, battery maker Duracell, and everyone's favorite ice cream spot, Dairy Queen. Born to a U.S. congressman, Buffett was destined for greatness. He bought his first stock at the tender age of 11 and filed his taxes at age 18. Talk about starting early. But don't be fooled by his immense wealth. He's pledged to donate over 99% of it. So far, he's given more than $49 billion away, mostly to the Gates Foundation and his kids' foundations. In 2010, Buffett teamed up with Bill Gates to launch his Giving Pledge, asking billionaires to commit to donating at least half of their wealth to charitable causes. Now that's a dynamic duo with a heart of gold. Let's move on to number 4, Larry Ellison, with a net worth of $118.2 billion, chairman, CTO, and co-founder of software giant Oracle. Ellison's got a whopping 35% ownership in the company, making him a true heavyweight in the tech world. After steering Oracle as CEO for 37 years, he stepped down in 2014, but he's still making waves. Oracle has grown through a series of steady acquisitions, with the most being a massive $28.3 for electric health records company Cerner in 2021. Fun fact, in 2022, Ellison made the Hawaiian island Lanai his permanent home. He bought the entire island for nearly $300 million in 2012. Aloha, Larry. Ellison also dabbed in the electric car market, sitting on Tesla's board from December 2018 to August 2022. He still owns about 15 million shares in the company, proving that this billionaire knows how to stay charged up. Let's move on to number 3, the mastermind behind Amazon, Jeff Bezos, with a net worth of $125.2 billion. In 1994, he started the e-commerce giant Amazon from his garage in Seattle. Talk about a humble beginning. Bezos stepped down as CEO in July 2021 and now serves as executive chairman, holding just under 10% of the company. In 2019, Bezos and his wife McKinsey called it quits after 25 years of marriage. McKinsey walked away with a quarter of Bezos, then about 16% of Amazon's stake. And Bezos isn't just about making money. He's also about giving it away. In 2022, he donated more than $400 million worth of stock to nonprofits, though the recipients remain a mystery. Our favorite space cowboy also owns the Washington Post and Blue Origin, an aerospace company developing rockets. And it shouldn't surprise us that Bezos took a joyride to space in July 2021. In November 2022, interview with CNN, he vowed to give away the majority of his wealth in his lifetime. Now that's a promise worth watching. Let's move on to number 2, the eccentric entrepreneur Elon Musk, with a measly net worth of $187.6 billion. He's a serial co-founder, having started 6 companies, including the electric car maker Tesla, rocket producer SpaceX, and tunneling startup Boring Company. Elon owns about 23% of Tesla between stock and options, but he's pledged more than half of his stock for collateral for loans. It looks like even billionaires need some extra cash sometimes. SpaceX has been skyrocketing in value, reaching a $127 billion valuation in May of 2022 after a funding round. That's 4 times what it was worth just 3 years prior. As for Boring Company, its goal is to defeat traffic, a mission we can all get behind. In April of 2022, it raised $675 million at a $5.7 billion valuation. But Elon's biggest recent headline grabber was that he purchased Twitter for $44 billion in April of 2022. Initially, he disclosed a 9.1% stake and threatened a hostile takeover, but after some legal drama, Elon finally took ownership of about 74% of the company in October of 2022. Just another day in the life of Elon Musk, and without further ado, let's move on to our final number 1 spot, the wealthiest person in the world, fashion-forward French billionaire Bernard Arnault, with a paltry net worth of $226.3 billion. He oversees the LVMH empire, which boasts 75 luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and Sephora. In January of 2021, LVMH made a sparkling acquisition, American jeweler Tiffany & Company, for a record-breaking $15.8 billion. That's a whole lot of bling, folks. Arnault's holding firm Agache backs venture capital firm Aglaé Ventures. They've got investments in companies like TikTok's parent ByteDance and everyone's favorite streaming service, Netflix. Bernard's father made a small fortune in construction, and Arnault got his stylish start by putting up $15 million from that business to buy Christian Dior in 1984. Talk about a fashionable investment. Arnault's 5 children all work at LVMH, and in July of 2022, he proposed a reorganization of his holding company, Agache, to give them equal stakes. Looks like the Arnault dynasty is set to rule the fashion world for generations to come. So there you have it, folks. We've taken a wild ride through the lives of the top 10 wealthiest people on the planet, from high-tech innovators to fashion moguls. These billionaires have made their mark in various industries, leaving lasting legacies. Their stories are filled with ambition, innovation, and philanthropy, showing us that with determination, hard work, and sometimes a bit of luck, anyone can reach the pinnacle of success. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see your name on the list. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun and engaging content. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, keep dreaming big and reaching for the stars.